Today we're looking at costume jewelry that can sell for thousands and thousands of dollars. Hey, it's Don. Today we're going to look at costume jewelry and some of the incredible value some of these sorts of things can go for. Ever since I went to Disney World and the Pirates of the Caribbean, I was fascinated by buried treasure. And to me, costume jewelry is about as close as you can get. It's big, it's gaudy, it looks like real treasure when I see it and find it out in the wild. Some costume jewelry is designed to look like treasure, like Jewels of India or any of those other lines. Let's look at some spectacular pieces and some of the values some of them can go for right this minute. Big, gaudy, and treasure-like are what sells the best. All of these sorts. This thing is massive. You can just tell by the size of the person's hand in the photo. Very nice center stone. This is just a spectacular piece. Now, Shriner of New York is who this is by, and most all of them will be marked with the tiny little soldered-on nameplate, I guess you would call it. So bigger, better, pricier. The expensive ones are usually these fabulous pieces, hand-set stones all the way around. Just look at it from the back and you can really tell the fine craftsmanship in this piece. Light is allowed to shine through the stones themselves. Spectacular. They don't have to be lined. They're just nice stones. $3,250 for this fine example. Now, my wife and I love bugs, beetles, and things like that. So anytime I see a bug or beetle like that, we usually nab it up. The wife's got a whole big collection of some of this sort. Really spectacular piece here. This is a real nice example of a signed Trafari. Alfred Felipe is who designed this one. You'll see his name across the board on most of these. Most Trafari isn't worth a ton of money, but these sorts are spectacular. They were made in the heyday, the late 30s, early 40s, and even some of the designer pieces go up into the 50s. Trafari in general is on the rise. They have dominated some of the higher priced pins across all of the reselling platforms that I use and check on. This is a spectacular piece as well. Just a real fine example of their work. The figural pieces like this usually sell the best. $2,600 on this one. Really spectacular piece. Most of these will be marked with the Crown Trafari or one of their marks. This one is pictured in a book as well as stating who designed many of these pieces. Now, I believe her name is pronounced Masson Gripox. Could be wrong on the pronunciation, but this is a fine example of this lady's work. You can see the size compared to a hand as well. Really spectacular piece. The bigger the better. As I said, bigger, gaudier like this. None of these pieces I'm showing you here are gold or silver, but you can find some of these style of pins in solid gold, 10 karat, 14, 18 karat. Sterling most definitely, and sometimes platinum does show up. $2,300 basically on this one here. Another spectacular Trafari pin, a carnation pin brooch, as you see it here. Finely detailed, nice stonework, the whole thing. $2,127 for this spectacular piece. These have skyrocketed, as I said. They're constantly hitting high marks all across the board for the last several years. Here's a massive one here by Moyoni, I believe it's pronounced. Really fine example. There's a cartouche signature on the back of these. Most all of these big gaudy pieces will have some sort of mark. They were proud of their work. They wanted it signed. They didn't want it knocked off or copied. So most all of these styles are marked. Another signed Trafari, as you can see, this is a whole set here. Floral pastels. Pastel colors are lighter, not real vibrant. This was a thing back in the late 30s, early 40s. This is signed, as you can see as well, $1,995. The colors are just spectacular. You want them to glisten, reflect, shine, and sparkle as much as they can. Now, with vintage fashion jewelry, there's really only one that dominates the entire category if you're selling selling them on eBay, and that is Chanel. Even from the 80s, 90s era, they can sell for some massive amounts of money. If you don't pay attention, this doesn't look like much to me. If you don't know what this is, or the fact that Chanel made a ton of this style, very, very similar to this, you may miss out. Most of them are well marked with some sort of marking on the back, as you can see here, but I have run into a few pieces with no Chanel marking on it, or the reversed CC logo that they do have. $1,883. 50 bids. Not a fantasy piece, not a bogus sale. These all are legit massive dollar amounts for these sorts of pins. Even plain objects like an arrow can be decorated to make them look like jewels as well. Really fine green enamel. It's got emerald cabochons, which are the rounded face stones you see, or another Trafari sign piece. Just spectacular. This one I've seen from anywhere from $1,400 to the top end here at $1,775. The prices just keep going up for the last few years. Another Trafari. Now this is rare. It doesn't go for as much as some of the other ones, but these seldom show up. This is what's called a jelly belly. It's got a big, large, jelly-like stone in the center of it. Literally looks like a jelly bean, so to speak, with the texture and the translucentness. It doesn't have to be clear either. It could be in multiple colors. $1,641 for this hourglass representational, realistically shaped item. 31 bids. Christian Dior designed a ton of fine, spectacular pins, brooches as well. This is a fish, as you can see. Those are multicolored glass scales on the back end. Rhinestones loaded all the way around. Henkel and Gross is the designer, the maker of this, basically. They've been around for a while. You may see pieces just marked Gross, and those could be as well Christian Dior. They were a contracted artist pair, from what I understand. $1,575. Now here's a spectacular sterling silver. It will be marked sterling. Vintage Trafari, and I believe it's an angelfish if I'm not mistaken. $1,550, 41 bids. And it has basically a jelly belly-like appearance in the centerpiece there. Loaded with stones, well detailed, realistic also. Fish, animals in general, all do extremely well, especially for somebody who may have fish or raise them on their own. They'll want something like this. Now this one's marked as Geisha Girl, but to me it looks like Buddha holding a burning lotus flower is what it looks like. Either way, it's a very spectacular piece all the way around. It's a Hobie. That's who actually made it. That will be marked on the back of most all the pieces. Really spectacular, interesting shape design. It's 4 inches. This thing is massive for $1,450. Now, buried treasure in jewels. This is from one of their lines. This is Jewels of India by Trafari. Another signed piece, as you can see. They jeweled these up. They designed some pieces that were actually after the original India jewels for the crown and the whole works. Really spectacular representation of a key jeweled to the hilt on this one here. 56 bids, massive. Any of the Jewels of India or any of the other jewel lines from Trafari go in this range. $1,300. This one isn't anywhere near as bright as some of the necklaces, pendants, and things that I have seen from this very same line. Another Christian Dior, 1966. This is in the books. Gross, one of the designers from the other piece, did this one here. This one's tied to like a opera clownish design. Really unique, really interesting. Figural, it stands out. This is a heavy, massive piece. Almost $1,300 for this work of art. Now, I love cats, so does the wife. Really nice example here. Trafari signed as well. The emerald cabochons in the eyes are just spectacular. The eyes just glow all over the place. $1,295. Most of the Trafari like this just fly off the shelf. Many people miss these because they think they're just new junk. They're big, they're gaudy. They just don't look like typical vintage jewelry of this type, but they're very vintage, very nice as well, and they sell for a small fortune. Music-related items can go extremely well. An early Trafari treble clef. Anybody who writes or collects sheet music would want this as well, especially since it's from the same time frame that many of the early sheet musics are collected from. So 1940s, really spectacular, $1,100. Bakelite is another one of those whimsical items that can go phenomenally well. This is a patriotic World War II Bakelite piece here. Red, white, and blue, the stars, the service award, the heart, the whole works. Really nice one. Over $1,000, 11 bids. This stuff is one of the hottest Bakelite eras right now. World War II stuff just flies off. The World War II era Bakelite just flies off the shelf for phenomenal prices. This is another fast rising area across the board. Any Bakelite pieces I try to nab up. You can see why from looking at this one here. Now another fine maker is coral or coral craft. You'll see them marked several different ways. It's really reminiscent of a lot of the Hollycraft as well. A pair of dancers, a couple, a duet. Really spectacular. $975. The edge of her skirt and her face with the blue stones sparkling are probably my favorite part. It goes together just so well. This one is marked Coralcraft, same company as the one we just looked at. Really fine, superb example. The stonework in here is incredible. The mix of colors, the whole works. This is almost a pastel, a little brighter than most pastels, but still just a spectacular piece. 31 bids, $940. And one last example, a Gianni Versace. Well marked with his name and made in Italy, as most every piece I've ever seen of his are. Now some are sterling, some are standard metal like this one here. $675. This one may be missed by a lot of people because there's no stones in it. I look at every unique, bizarre, odd item. This is reminiscent of the 1930s and 40s. It has an Art Deco vintage look to it. Definitely something I would have grabbed and looked at, to say the least. This is the oddball items that you want to find. They can go for some incredible money. This is something you may also find in big bags, bulk lots, and jars of jewelry. These are what you hope to find. Items like I just showed. Well, there you have it. Hopefully that gave you an idea, some thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button down below. You can also hit the bell icon to be notified if I post new content or go live. Subscribe and tell all your friends.
Ago, in a galaxy far, far away, the Star Wars saga began, and Kenner continues the excitement.
Chewbacca's Marv!
It's C-3PO that you can take apart, and other action figures each sold separately.
Take me to Han Solo and Princess Leia. What happened? Han, Leia, sneak attack. I'm all in pieces. What a mess. Put him down, Chewie. How's that, C-3PO? Wonderful.
Han Solo, C-3PO with backpack and other action figures each sold separately from Kenner Star Wars Return of the Jedi collection.